Welcome back, everybody.
Hi.
I am Everett,
And I'm April.
and we are the Village's natives. And thanks so much for joining us.
Yes.
This is the second one in a couple of weeks.
Yes.
Yeah, so we're back in a somewhat regular pattern.
Trying to be. Yes.
Yeah, and well, we really want to thank everyone. So many new subscribers.
Right. Thank you.
Yeah, over 300, I think now. New subscribers since the last video.
Yeah.
And we really, a lot of great reception, comments.
Yes.
You answered a lot of comments.
Some. Yes.
And we're really, really appreciative. And
Yes,
a lot of people are following our journey.
Yes.
So
It's very exciting.
it is exciting. And last time we kind of talked about, our purchase of a home.
Right.
And kind of what led up to our decision, our final decision.
Right.
And this time we're going to talk about kind of our transition. We're going to talk some on the closing process.
Right.
Right? And our initial move in. Some of the specifics for coming here.
Right.
In our area. And kind of how we moved and how we've seen some other people move.
Right.
I.e. your stuff.
Right. Your household goods.
Your household goods.
How are you getting them here?
Yep. How are you getting them here?
Yes.
So we're going to go through all of that. And a little bit kind of, because it was several months between when we closed on the home and when we got here full time.
Right.
So right at 5 months.
5 months.
5 months. So, I guess the best place to start is the closing, right?
Yeah.
So what
December
was
1st.
December 1st
Yeah.
of 2023.
Right.
So how did that day begin for us?
So for us, that day began, we met with the builders, the builder of the house. We met them here at the house with our realtor. And
that was at 10 o'clock, I think.
At 10 o'clock.
That morning.
And our closing was going to be at 11:30, correct?
Correct.
Correct.
So we met with our builder at 10 o'clock that morning.
Yes.
And there were several things that we went over. What were some of those things?
Appliances.
Mm-hmm.
We went over everything in the kitchen, all of the appliances.
Mm-hmm.
We went through, and then she took us room to room through different things. Switches, even the light switches to show you what light switches went to what lights, what fan switches went to what fans. Explained the red dot on the switch panels.
On the switch plates?
Yeah, on the switch plates. Even to the bathroom and the toilet paper holder, how the handle comes up. I mean, went down to every little detail that if you did not know, I mean, she was so thorough.
Yeah.
And then we went outside. Well, we went to the garage.
Went to the garage.
And went through all of that. And then outside. And
the electric panel and the garage door operation,
right?
And the other panel for like the internet,
right?
Cable and all that.
Yeah. And then we went outside and went just all around the house and looked at the gas outside. The waterless tank is outside.
Tankless water heater.
Yes. The irrigation system. The panels inside the garage, but looked at that outside, just everything. They have it so streamlined that you really don't have time to ask questions because they almost know what you're going to ask.
They anticipate your questions.
So they just go through everything.
Yeah, and I think a good thing to do is just listen, take it in. And note what your questions are and hold your questions.
They're more than happy to answer them. Yeah.
Yeah, one thing that did occur as we went through that process was we noticed in operating the sliding glass doors, which are right here. You can probably see the one off of the kitchen area. That one wasn't locking. So the
Right.
lock wasn't adjusted.
Right.
So she called, Romac is the supplier, and they install them. And she called Romac, and they were here within 5 minutes, fixed it. I think it took maybe 30 seconds.
I don't even think they were here 30 seconds.
He adjusted it.
He
and
adjusted whatever.
gone.
It was fixed, and he was right back out the door.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
So,
that was the only,
immediate thing.
yeah, and she makes sure that everything, locks on the doors, windows, everything works. Even shows you how to do the blinds, because the blinds no longer have wands. The sliders do, but your blinds in the bedrooms do not have wands. You pull them
push
out,
it.
up and down.
Yep, push up and down. Push and pull up
Yeah.
and down.
Yeah.
So yeah, and that process is, here again, very good. I will mention there is the home warranty department.
Yes.
When you buy new, you have the home warranty department. There are videos that they ask you to watch beforehand.
Right.
And so that they're very helpful. And another thing that we talk about, and a sheet of paper that they leave with you, is your kind of your punch list for the first 7 days.
Right.
Anything within the first 7 days, cosmetically or operationally, that you notice, you can either do it online or you can fill it out in hand form and take it to the warranty department. And they will have someone, they will arrange with you and come out
Right.
and address those. So we did that, and
Right.
you were staying here.
I was staying here. Everett left. He had to go back.
Yeah.
He was still working at that time. So I stayed for all of those appointments. And then also you have orientation appointments.
Yes.
Orientation like on your irrigation system, and orientation on the
Air conditioning.
AC,
Yeah.
and how to do the control, the thermostat on the wall. Also on the internet, the
The smart home.
smart home
Smart home ready.
system.
Yeah.
There
It's not a
was-
smart home, it's smart home ready.
Right.
They clarified that when they came.
Yeah, he did. And there was something else. I don't know, one or two more. But yeah, so you set up all of those appointments. They come out, walk you through all of those steps, and you ask them any questions you have. They're more than happy to answer those. Just helps you get more familiarized with your new home.
So yes, April was here during the month of December, and you met with all the contractors. They were very
Right.
responsive
Yes.
for the punch list items as well as the orientations.
Right.
And going back to the closing day, the builder's walkthrough took about an hour,
Right.
and we had about half an hour to get up to the sales center
Right.
at Brownwood, which is where our closing was scheduled for
Right.
11:30. So we made it in time, and we kind of walked in. It has a very unique theme for the building. That whole town center is kind of like an old Florida cattle town.
Right.
So it's very kind of, a lot of people would see it as Westernish, but we kind of walked in. They greet you right away.
Right.
And then we told them that we were there for a closing. And then they linked us up with a gentleman to walk us kind of through, didn't he?
Right. When they found out we were there for the closing, they take you immediately to the,
What do they call it, though?
I don't know what it's called.
It's like
but it's the famous
the marquee board for
Marquee-
all those that are closing on their
closing
home.
that day. Yeah. Oh,
Well,
well, not just that
They're
day.
usually about 3 days,
Oh,
3 or
okay.
4 days.
Okay.
They have the dates at the top.
Yes.
It's gold,
Yes.
if that matters.
And they will already have smiley faces at your name because they they know you're coming.
Yeah, they're tracking the time.
So they're tracking the time. So they knew the Franklins were coming, and so they had smiley faces. And you go and stand in front of the board and get your pictures taken in front of the famous closing board. And then they take you back to a room,
Yep.
and the closing coordinator, once they arrive, he or she will then come and meet you in that room. Our realtor came back
Yes.
and sat, and Daniel chatted with us for a little while, and then the closing coordinator came in and he excused himself, and we worked with Rhonda the rest of the time doing the closing. And
That's, here again,
did
no
not
hiccups
take long
at all.
No.
No hiccups.
It's they have everything on a system. I mean, they know what they're doing. They do these just all the time. And it's just like a closing, a normal closing, except for, you know, you
I think we were probably there total at the sales center about an hour.
if that.
Okay.
If that.
Yeah, 45 minutes to an hour.
Yeah.
And so we went through all that. Everything was fine. And here again, you have the opportunity to utilize either the companies they normally work with for title insurance, things like that, or get your own. And we just went with them, the standard one that they use for the title insurance and such. So that all went very well. Then we came out. Our other closing coordinator, there are a few people that are kind of closing have very similar
That have
steps
different
along
jobs.
the way. Yes.
Different jobs that they do.
So
yes.
same gentleman that greeted us when we came in, took our picture at the board,
Right.
then met us afterward, and they issued took our pictures for our resident IDs,
Right.
and issued those to us, and we got our pins.
Right.
They go along with our resident ID,
Right.
and we were.
And it's really just
done.
like a little driver's license card. It's just a
photo
little
ID.
photo ID card. I think you have to have it when you go to the pools, to some of the activity places like pickleball if they check, to, you know, the different places. But yeah, it was, we got that day, and as soon as we got that, we walked out, we went to lunch.
Yep.
So it was very
Went and grabbed some lunch.
quick and easy.
Yeah, very efficient.
Yeah.
Just very efficient. And here again, we finance through Citizens
Through
First
Citizens.
Bank,
Right.
and they're very well integrated.
Right.
Very well
right.
integrated, and great to work with.
Yes.
So
And then once we did that, now how we chose to move here and move our household goods here was we rented a big U-Haul from Fort Walton Beach and moved everything here. We had somebody on that end through U-Haul. You have the choice of, you can actually go into their website and use hire loaders. And so that's what we did. They showed up at our house. They loaded. We had everything packed. They loaded it.
Yeah.
We drove it here. And then we had a guy here that has his own business, James Dostos. We had him and his partner, Richard, who they run
they load and unload and move furniture.
Move furniture.
And that's their business.
That's their business. They both used to work for a furniture company.
That's what they said.
What they told us. And so, and now they do this. And so we hired them. They came and they unloaded our U-Haul for us that afternoon. It was a Friday.
It was a Friday. Yeah.
It was a Friday afternoon. So.
And I'll just mention about James Dostos a couple of things. He's because a lot of people utilize him in the area, and there's a couple of different comments you'll see on social media. So I will say this: James Dostos was probably a little more than what we could have had somebody else do it for. So a little more money, but I'll tell you one thing. He's there when he says he's going to be there.
Yes.
He does what he says he's going to do.
Yes.
And he does it quickly, he and his partner. And that, my friend, is value.
Yes.
Because when you've got that truck that's 20 or 26 foot long and it's packed and you need maybe your back's like mine, you need somebody to haul that stuff off of it. They were there.
Yes.
And he is very dependable, very reputable.
Yes.
So.
And that took no time for them.
Oh, yeah.
They were in and out fast, and very, very nice. He and Richard, very nice.
Yeah, great to work with.
Richard hardly talks.
James is the face of the business.
Yeah.
And he's the main dude. And,
right.
Richard is his partner.
Yeah.
In some fashion. But,
really nice guys. Really nice guys.
So that was, and basically at that point, 90% of our stuff was here.
Yes.
Well, the week after closing, everything was a whirlwind.
It was.
Up through the closing.
It was.
And then it just kind of slowed down for us.
Yeah.
And we had a lot of things here that we were focused on doing.
Right.
But all the extraneous stuff was kind of ended. And the following week, I was here for the first few days of that week.
Right.
And we had set up with a few painters to come in and give us estimates. A good source of dependable people to get recommendations from your sales agent.
Yes.
Your sales agent knows people.
They know people.
Knows contractors here.
Right.
And also social media. Here again, gleaning. We've talked a little bit about that. But working through social media and getting recommendations. And also Facebook groups for your neighborhoods.
For your neighborhood.
And
because people will put out the good and bad and the ugly. So
they will.
If it's a company that's not very reputable, you'll see a lot of negative.
Yeah.
So that you might want to steer clear of.
Yeah. So we did next week we did the estimates.
Yes.
And then I went back because I was still working.
Everett went back.
And you were here.
I was here, and then also later that week, we had the washer and dryer come. And I think we've previously said any of the houses south of 44 is everything's gas. And so our dryer is gas. So we had to get a new washer and dryer. And we bought through Lowe's, and the situation that happened, I've also read it's happened to other people, and but we purchased through Lowe's, and they came, they set it up. The guys were really good. I didn't think there was any issue. They started the washer, they started the dryer before they left, and they were on their way. And then my brother-in-law was here, and my sister and I took the dogs out back. My brother-in-law was in the garage. He came in the house, and he said, "Hey, April." And by that time, I came in the house, and I knew what he was talking about because you could smell the gas. And he goes, "I smell gas." And I said, "Yeah." And he said, "I think we call him." And I said, "No, we're going to call City of Leesburg." So I called City of Leesburg. They have somebody actually in the Villages, and that was pulling into the driveway, I think not only 5 minutes later. And he came in and he said, he said, what happened was they threaded the wrong end of the gas line. So he fixed it all. And I asked if there was a payment. He said no. He said this is, what they do. Sometimes this happens. So just know that sometimes it happens, and if it does, it's, don't sweat the little, I mean, that could have been a big thing.
Yeah.
But it was a, I'm sorry, that's one of our dogs, but it was easily fixed right away.
Yeah, I'm glad I wasn't here for the whole gas fiasco.
He wasn't. He missed
So
it.
I got the update later, but they handled it, and kudos to City of Leesburg.
Yes.
They're really very good and
Yes.
responsive in a lot of
Yes.
ways. So, and today that pretty much wraps up. That was our initial kind of move in,
Right.
and what we wanted to do was give you a good flavor of what closing can be like. And what it was like for us. And many of you have been through these things in different
Right.
places, and some of you have moved different places. Some of you have never moved before. We've moved all over the world multiple times, as we've said, but we've not. This is a unique move for a lot of reasons
Right.
for us.
Right.
So we've depended a lot on social media, and then kind of vetted some of that information, depended a lot upon our sales agent,
Right.
and others like that. Now, so here again today, talking about closing and our initial transition
Right.
to the Villages, which was part-time until April timeframe for us, and then it became full-time. In our upcoming videos, what we're going to look at are upgrades.
Yes.
And there's a lot of business here, and especially amongst new homes,
Right.
people really upgrading. And you can see probably on the paint on the wall, one of the things we did was paint.
Yes.
We've done several other things now. So we're
Right.
going to share a video probably next upon that. And then also another video I'm going to do, because there are several things that you don't kind of get in the initial information, and that you don't know, you
Right.
kind of discover. So I'm going to put some of those things together, i.e. how to go on and register for an online account to pay your water, sewage bill, amenity bill, how to set up for villages.net so you can make golf reservations,
Right.
how you can set up your account to book recreation activities,
Right.
and things like that. So there's a lot of little things like that that we didn't hear.
Right.
So I'm going to put some of those together probably in a video. April might not. That'll be kind of a geeky video, so April might not be on that one.
No. No, I'm not geeky.
She won't be on that video, but we'll get some of that info coming, and we're going to start taping as we're out and about, getting out and about
Yes.
more.
Yes.
We're going to start taping some things, and we'll try to give you maybe some short snippets
Yeah.
here and there
Of some of our
of
golf cart rides.
some of our golf cart rides and life in the villages.
Yeah.
Our times at the town square.
Yeah.
So that's what's coming up.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you probably hear the mowers across the street. They
Yes.
just pulled up. The dogs were barking.
The dogs were
so
barking.
it's just a normal day in the villages here.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. But we really appreciate you joining us.
On our journey home.
Thanks. Bye-bye now.
And just leave her on.
Yeah, that's it.